right. Hey, everybody. There we go. We've got some people joining us. Thanks for taking time out of your busy afternoon to join us for our Medical Billing Live Q&A webinar. I've got a special guest with me today, Travis Scott. He's one of our business development reps, and he's going to be sharing some knowledge about the program as well as myself. And so thanks for joining us. I want to make sure I am being heard. So let's do this. Let's see if you guys can find the Q&A box. There's a little Q&A box somewhere at the bottom of your Zoom toolbar. If you can find that, just type in hello, or maybe let us know where you're from. I was about to say where you're calling from. That doesn't make sense. Where you're from. I also like to know what led you to be on this webinar. Are you looking for a new business? I mean, hopefully you probably are, but have you been in healthcare before? Are you in healthcare currently? What got you interested in healthcare or a medical billing business opportunity what we're about to tell you about? Feel free to type anything in there. Looks like I got a comment from Chad. Hey, Chad from Louisville. Thanks for typing that in.
Hey, Chad.
Chad. Yeah, Chad's looking for a franchise. Okay, so maybe exploring all kinds of different opportunities, different industries, maybe not necessarily healthcare alone. But if you are looking into healthcare, that is one area that is always growing. There's always a need for people helping doctors to get paid faster and more efficiently, and that's what our program is all about. And so we'll get into that here shortly. Okay, so let me just kind of briefly introduce myself. I am Adam Phillips. I'm the CEO of American Business Systems. I've been running the business for, oh shoot, 8, 9 years now, I think, and I was president before that, and started out doing sales before that, and I've been involved with the company for about 20 years total, so a long time, and I think we're going on, what is it, year 32 now. We've been in business since 1994, so we've been doing this for a long time. I co-authored a book that we use as a marketing tool. Our business owners can use this to market to doctors. 9 ways doctors let money slip through their fingers. This is a book that kind of just helps educate doctors on different things that they can do in their practice to make sure that they're not losing money. And it's, things that are related to their revenue cycle, billing, taxes. There's all kinds of helpful information in there. And so this is just one of many different books that we have that you can use as a marketing tool to basically, set yourself apart from the competition. There's no other medical billers out there that are offering the type of educational materials and different marketing books that we have that really, the doctors are going to start viewing you as, more of a trusted consultant, and want to work with you. And that's what the whole point is. I've got some comments. Daniel, hi, I'm Daniel from San Antonio. Looks like yep. And then we've got one from Olsugan. Man, I screwed that up royally. I'm sorry
Elucigan.
about that.
Elucigan, yeah.
Alusagun. Hey, thanks for
Yeah.
joining us. He said hello. All right. Thank you for typing that in there. Yeah, Travis, if you want to just dismiss all those and clear them out of there, you can. Feel free.
Yep.
So let me keep going with the slides here. I am also a published author and on the editorial board of Billing and Coding Magazine. I've written several articles for Billing Coding Magazine. As well as I just recently did an interview with Healthcare Business Review, as you see on those screenshots there. Just providing my knowledge and helping other people, try to figure out this crazy world of revenue cycle and billing. We have been listed multiple times with Franchise Dictionary as one of the game changers in the industry. We were voted one of the top game changers for 2023, as well as 24, 25, and 26. So we've been with them for a while, and they've been helping us with those promotions there. This is just a kind of to symbolize all of the different products and services that we have as that you can offer as a medical billing business owner. For those of you that don't know, this is so much more than just medical billing. We have a whole suite of revenue cycle services and different services that can help the practice in different ways. And so that really helps you as a business owner to get your foot in the door with the doctors. And there's a lot of services that can attract the doctors first, and then you can get your foot in the door and build trust with them, so that they want to work with you, and eventually maybe it goes the way of them letting you do the billing for them. Sometimes it kind of goes, that way where you're offering some other service first, and then it turns into a billing contract from there. So anyway, it's really helping you, set yourself apart. Again, that's what we're all about is doing that. If you want to just kind of dip your toe in and get a document here that we have called Five Secrets to Medical Billing Success. This is a PDF that you should download, and you can go to our website, absystems.com, click on that little button that says download our Five Secrets to Success. And that will actually help you with 5 of the main things that you should be doing when starting and running a medical billing business. So I'm telling you exactly what we've been telling you as far as how to market to doctors. We're doing the same thing to you. We're providing you with really helpful information that would help you start your own business, and you don't have to do business with us if you don't want to. Of course, we do make it a heck of a lot easier to do it. So download that book. And then if you want to take a much deeper dive, for those of you that haven't seen this research guide, it's up to about 60 something pages now. So this is a much deeper dive on the medical billing industry, the ABS business model, all the different services, all the different marketing methods, and everything that's included in the package. It goes into a lot more detail. So you can download that book on that link right there. Or you can just ask Travis or one of the reps that invited you to this webinar, and we can send you a link so you don't have to write anything down. You can just click on the link and download it. So again, as a reminder, please, this is a Q&A webinar. We want this to be interactive. We want to answer any and all questions that you have about this opportunity. So feel free to start typing some stuff in there. And now what I'd like to do, I've been rambling for a while. Travis, why don't you just kind of start by giving everyone just a quick overview, 30,000-foot view of this opportunity, and what it's all about. What are we providing to people? Why would they want to work with us?
Yeah, you bet. So really, we're similar to a franchise in the sense that, we have an engine that you can plug into, right? We've got the infrastructure, training, and lifetime support, the backing of a 32-year-old company, several hundred doctors across the country, several hundred owners across the country, thousands of doctors that work with those owners. So you're plugging into a pretty big machine, a big network. But unlike a franchise, you actually get to run your own business. It's your company name, it's your brand, your books, right? Everything that you make is yours. We don't have any franchise fees or royalties or revenue share or anything like that. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, where you do get the benefit of a franchise backing, but you get the independence to run it exactly how you want to run your business. And so we specialize in helping people specifically who want to start a revenue cycle management company. We've been doing this again for 32 years. So we've got it dialed in on what it takes to market to physicians, how to be successful, and how to build this business and scale it very quickly and affordably for our business owners. So in a nutshell, we are a marketing, training, and support company geared specifically for people who want to start their own medical billing business.
That's awesome. Yeah. And one of the things I want to make sure everyone heard was, it's very similar to a franchise, obviously, in all of the training and ongoing support that he mentioned. But there are 2 big things that are not required for our opportunity. There's no royalty fees to pay back to us. So that's a huge difference from a traditional franchise. No royalty fees paid back to us, and also no territories, like you just mentioned. So that works really, really well in the medical billing industry because once you get your first couple of clients signed up, as long as you provide good customer service to those doctors, they are going to refer you to other doctors. It happens all the time. If you go look at all the interviews that we have on YouTube, the majority of them will say, yes, I got my first couple of clients, usually through networking. And then, a couple months later, they referred their colleagues to me because I did such a good job. And those doctors can be anywhere in the United States. There's no restrictions at all. And it's a totally cloud-based system. So it's very easy to have clients that are not even in your neck of the woods, your state. So, yep, that's a good point. All right, so we do have some questions coming in. We have one from Daniel. Daniel's asking, does ABS provide a solution that is directly tied to workers' comp billing? Well, Daniel, we actually have a partnership with 3 different practice management billing EHR platforms you may not be aware of. And, get back with ABS support and we can kind of explain those different platforms. But they all can handle workers' comp billing, and we do have some of our business owners actually specialize in that. So if necessary, we could potentially put you in touch with someone who could give you more information on that specific area of billing. So yes, the answer is yes, we do offer that. All right.
And Daniel brought up a good question earlier too. He's an existing owner with ABS. But he's been inactive and he wants to get started again. So that's a really big point about what our support team does. It is lifetime support. So for the life of your company, you have access to our support team. So if you invested with us and you put this on the shelf for a couple of years for whatever reason and wanted to come back to it, great. You just pick up where you left off. You don't have to reinvest. You don't have to pay any additional fees. That's what lifetime support means. So I just wanted to make sure that was clear.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, and I don't know of any other franchises that are offering the type of ongoing lifetime support like what we do, in addition to the fact that we've got a full-blown, private intranet that our licensees, our owners, get a lifetime login to, and it has hundreds of hours of continuing education and support support information on that site that they can access 24/7. We also just launched a brand new knowledge base, fully searchable knowledge base that our owners can access, as well as they can create and manage their own support tickets as well now. But if they want to just call to get support, they can call an 800 number. They can send in an email, and you'll get a response in less than 1 business day. So lots of different ways to get support there. Why don't we get into a little bit about marketing? I'm sure lots of people that you talk with, Travis, are like, well, this seems like a really competitive market. Like how do I actually get clients? Like, what's going to help me that's different from what everybody else is doing? I mean, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah. So this business is really a people business. The most successful owners that we have gone out and built relationships with people, either doctors themselves or people who know doctors, who work with doctors. And so a lot of our strategies, most of them, in fact, are built around relationship-based marketing. That's been the most effective strategies by far. We've tried everything under the sun over the last 3 decades, of course. But when you're out there talking to people and telling them what you do and asking for introductions, people want to help you, right? And so they're willing to make those connections with either office managers or doctors that they know. And so if you're in any type of relationship-based sales now, that will certainly translate very well. If you're not in any type of relationship-based sales, we have a process. We've got the scripting down. We've got steps for you to follow, step by step on what to do and what to say and who to say it to be able to get those warm introductions. And that's by far the most cost-effective way of marketing. And again, as Adam said earlier, once you get that first client, and really you only have to do the marketing strategies that we teach for the first 1 or 2 clients, because you start to get referrals from your existing clients. And that's really where this can grow for you organically. It's obviously the most cost-effective form of marketing. And when you are being introduced to a doctor, it's typically because they have issues with their billing, and you're the solution. And so It's not like you're going in cold, dropping off of a flyer and hoping they call you, right? You're going to somebody because you are a subject matter expert. That's what we train you to become. And you are bringing a solution to them for their issues. And so when you can present those solutions and deliver, you're going to get referred like crazy.
That's right. That's right. We got a question. Do I need any experience already in healthcare? Do I need to be a biller? What would you say to that?
Yeah, no, actually, there's not any additional certifications that are needed for billing. I think, I don't know the exact number, but at least half, if not the majority, of our owners come to us with no medical background. And they are, when they go through our training program, and a really important note here is that our trainers and our support staff are all active business owners. So they're practitioners, right? So you're learning from people, being trained and supported by people who have been exactly in your shoes, waiting to take that step off the cliff. But also, they are giving you practical information on day-to-day business that they're currently doing. They'll teach you step by step on what they did to get their own clients. And so, a lot of people don't have that experience, but when they go through our training and they involve themselves in our support team, they're well equipped to go out there and start marketing their business.
Great. Let's see. We had one come in. If you want to take that one. We have some more came in here. Let's see. So how many owners does ABS currently have? So we, like I mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, we launched this ABS in 1994. So yeah, we've been doing this for a long, long time. And actually, it's kind of interesting. I get this question. My father's the founder of the company, and he used to tell me, "Oh, I think this is going to be saturated by the year 2000. Like, there's just not going to be much more need." And here we are 26 years later, and what we have found is there's a couple of things. Our typical owner really doesn't want to make a huge business out of this. I mean, we have a lot of people that do want to, the sky's the limit for them, and they have made it a very large business. But I would say on average, our business owners are they have a small home-based billing business, and it's maybe a husband-wife team or one business partner or something like that. And they have, 4, 5, 6 clients, somewhere around there. Because that's about all that you can handle, 2 people typically. And so they're making a very nice 6-figure, revenue from just doing that. And they're not trying to take over the world. The other thing is you can sign up any doctors anywhere in the United States. So you have a very, very big market, obviously. So there's not much risk of that happening. We probably have, what would you say, about 450 business owners that are actively marketing for new clients out there. I think that's somewhere around there is the number. Yeah.
So questions come in here about the raising the investment capital here. Do we have any ways at ABS of helping in making that less stressful? Well, it is an investment. We understand that completely. We do have preferred lenders that we can make an introduction to if that is something that you're interested in. They've got several different options. Obviously, I don't know the terms because they're specific to every individual, but there are ways that people have, gotten creative in their financing with this. Some people have used zero to or low to no interest business credit cards. Split that up over a few of those. We've actually had Bitcoin people pay with that. So if you've got some Bitcoin lying around, that works too. So there's multiple ways to get funding in. But one of the biggest questions I get at them almost on a daily basis is what is the time frame for return on investment?
Yeah.
And so, that's really going to depend upon, the doctor that you get, because not all doctors have the same volume of claims or the same, price in claims. But On average, you're looking at somewhere between probably $35 to $65,000 annually per doctor, if it's a specialist to a general practitioner. So, usually within about 12 months, you can recoup that investment and be profitable, which is very quick when it comes to the franchise world. And again, you don't have to pay any franchise fees or any marketing fees. And other franchise models, a lot of times you're required to pay those regardless of your income that's coming in. So, with our model, it's, everything that you make is yours, and, you're able to recoup that investment fairly quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we got a question from Latanya. How many business owners are in medical coding? Good question, and it's actually far less than you might think. Travis, you may have some thoughts on this, but I'd say probably maybe 10% of the people that go through our program are certified coders. Very, very, very small amount. And the main reason for that is the platforms that we have are actually handling a lot of the coding portion on behalf of the doctors and the billers. Like the doctors can actually go through the encounter with the patient, and they can even use AI now where they're just speaking and the system is writing the full SOAP note as they're talking. And then it makes recommendations on what code should be used, and the doctors can select that and add that to the medical claim to be processed by you as a biller. So it's a pretty cool process. So we don't teach coding because of those features that we have in our platforms, but also we have certified coding as its own separate service. So if you look at our website, you look at our suite of services, one of the services that we can offer is called CodeWrite. And that is, we have a bank of certified coders that can actually do the coding work on your behalf if a doctor needs that or doesn't want to do their own coding. And so that's a secondary ancillary service that you can make money on in addition to the billing service. So pretty cool. Hopefully that answers that question. Did we have any more questions come in?
Let me see here. One question is, how long is the training? So that really depends upon your personal schedule. The way that our training works, it is live training. It's one-on-one with a trainer, just very personal, private training. It's all done through Zoom. That training, it's about 15 hours in that initial training, broken up over 10 sessions. So depending upon your calendar availability, because you're scheduling that with a trainer, it may take you 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks. Again, just to, if they're open to nights and weekends, but they want to work with you on your schedule to make sure you get the training done. Now, when people go through our training and they actually apply what we teach, they follow the process and kind of buy into to what we teach you to do. The average to get that first client is typically about 30 to 90 days. So again, that all comes back to the return on investment, how quickly you can go out there, start marketing your business to get that first client, to start getting that revenue back in to recoup your investment. But if you go past 90 days and you're actively doing things and you're consistent in your work, our support team is there to help you and do business coaching with you and do business, marketing strategies and business planning. That's all included in our support. So we're truly here to walk with you every step of the way as you grow your business.
Yeah, now you just specified it's 10 modules and you said they can get it done in less than 90 days. Is that what you said?
No,
Usually?
I was saying that it takes about 2 to 3 weeks depending upon their schedule, but the
Right.
average to get that first client is usually within about 90
Oh,
days or so.
that's right. That's right. Sorry, I was looking at other questions here. Yeah, so the training has been going really well. We call it the virtual online training or whatever you want to call it, but it's just really cool because it works along with your schedule. We can do it as fast or as slow as you need to do it. There's people that need to just blaze through it very, very quickly. There's other people that have a full-time job and it takes them a while to get through it. We can do even after hours and weekends if we have to. So whatever we got to do to get your training done, we'll do it. And then we'll talk a little bit more about the guarantee and all that at the end. So just to clarify, there was someone else that made a comment about the investment fee earlier. The whole program is a one-time investment of $35,000. That does have to be paid up front in full before you start the training, but we do have a money-back guarantee, which we'll talk about here in a moment. So we did get a question from Bola. Bola is asking, is ABS operating in Canada? Bola, we actually do have a few business owners that office out of Canada, but the system, the program, the medical codes, everything is designed for US based doctors. So it does have to be doctors that are using the US medical coding healthcare billing system. So in other words, the few owners that we have that are in Canada, they've got business managers and virtual offices in the United States, and they're marketing in the United States. So no doctors in Canada are using the system. It's not meant for that. Okay. Well, what else should we talk about?
Why don't you, can you touch on the AI aspect of this? That is also probably a daily question that we get.
Yeah. I'd like to know if anyone wants to type in, are you worried about AI in your current job? Are you worried about AI in healthcare, in billing? Have you been downsized by your company because of some AI thing? I'd love to know. Um, so basically, we get that question a lot. Is AI going to just take over this industry and not need humans anymore? And the short answer is no. I don't see, there's not any distant future predictions that I can see that makes me think that that's going to happen anytime, anywhere near anytime. Because I've got a lot of different articles if anyone would like to know more about this, but basically what we're seeing is that there are AI tools that are being built into all the different platforms that we use, that our business owners use. Like every company on the planet is adding AI tools to their software. They're going to be out of business if they don't. And but what we've found is the accuracy, the especially when it comes to the nuances of things like billing and coding, very, very difficult to get it perfectly right. And everything has to be perfectly right in order for the insurance company to accept a medical claim. And so it's being, there's AI tools that are helping get to, complete the claim faster and pick the codes faster. But what we are seeing is there are still human beings that have to sign off on some of this stuff. And so the billing company business owners that spend time learning the AI tools that we have, learning the other AI tools that are out there, ChatGPT and whatnot, they're only going to help you advance yourself because you know how to use them and you know how to use them well. That's important. But I don't see a future where all of this stuff that we're doing is handled by a robot and no humans at all. I just don't see it happening. So anyway, yeah, if anyone wants to see articles on that, I've got Google News alerts that I see every day, and I'm seeing lots of, you know, hospitals and medical systems that are, they want to jump into the AI world, but they're scared to. They're not seeing the kind of results that they thought they would. So it's not all peachy keen and roses like they thought it was going to be. So anyway, that's what we're seeing. Chad says we use AI all day. I don't know what industry you're in, but it doesn't matter. It's in every industry, no matter where you go now. So yeah, we do too.
AI is really a tool, like you mentioned. It's very much like a pilot and autopilot situation, right? The autopilot is there to help, and it makes it super efficient. But there does have to be a person involved in most cases in flying a plane, at least parts of it. So it's the same thing with this. It's going to enhance your business. It won't replace your business.
Yes, exactly right. All right.
Let's see here. What is included in the 35,000 investment? Okay. Kind of touched on that a little bit earlier, but just to reiterate, so we do have all of the infrastructure. That's going to include things like marketing materials branded to your company's name. We do have website templates already built where you can plug and play your domain and logo. We do have software options as far strategic partners that provide us with the technology for the billing, or you can also use whatever system the doctor has. For us, it's really not about selling software. We have top of the line options. But if a doctor does want to hire you to do the billing and they just want to keep using their existing software, that's okay too. We want you to get clients, right? So that's the whole objective for you. We'll still train you. We'll still support you. That's perfectly fine. And then we also have, as Adam mentioned earlier, about a dozen services you can offer. That's all included in the infrastructure. You do get the live training that does certify you as a revenue cycle management company. And then you get the unlimited lifetime support. And that alone is worth probably double of what we're charging. The lifetime support is truly that it's lifetime. And, we have people that thrive on seeing people succeed. And so when you plug into our support team, it really can make you successful and confident in what you're doing.
Yeah, and I don't know if you mentioned this, but they get several thousand printed marketing pieces that we actually customize with your name and your logo, your business information on all these different marketing flyers. I think Travis mentioned in the beginning, we actually take some of those marketing books that I mentioned, and we print your name as the author of the foreword of the book. We've already got the foreword written, but we put your name on there as if you authored it, and so it's just a huge credibility builder, and that's what we're trying to do, is to shift the doctor's thinking that, oh, this is not just another medical billing salesperson. This is an advisor who's giving me this information. It's going to help me whether we do business or not. This book's going to help me, But we've had licensees that have called us up and said, that book that you gave me, I gave 3 of those books out and I signed 2 clients from 3 books because, and they thought that I wrote the book. And so I had to tell the doctor, no, I didn't write the book. ABS wrote the book, but yeah, thanks. So that's how much the doctors were impressed with that. There's also another marketing method. I don't know if you can see this, but food. Can you see this? Is
Yeah.
that backwards? Fairy tale brownies.
No, it's good.
So I just had an interview with a business owner. She told me about this website, Fairy Tale Brownies, and she has gotten at least 2 clients from going to this website and sending them a custom tin full of individually packaged brownies, and each wrapper has her logo and the box has her logo on it. And the brownies, I had to order one. I had to test it and make sure they were good. I loved them. My kids loved them. They were very good quality. And so that's a really cool thing, is front office staff, they love food. So anything you can do as far as food related, you're going to get their attention. So there's a lot of different little tips and tricks that we give you in training like that. The other thing I wanted to mention regarding marketing, you talked a lot about, our owners get their business through doing a lot of networking and, building relationships with people. It's a relationship business, and that's absolutely true. But when you're talking with these people, when you're going to different networking events, trade shows, lunch and learns, whatever you call it, what do you do with this information that you collect? What do you do with business cards and contacts that you get? It's very, very important to properly nurture those leads that you get on an ongoing basis. And we call that drip marketing. And so one of the things that we just launched in January of this year is we are offering a full free year of a CRM program called Zoho. And a CRM is a customer relationship manager. And so Zoho is one that we're offering a free year for. And it's really, really cool because we have these email campaigns already built for you, and we can help you kind of get everything set up. And when you get, a contact from someone, you can put it into the system, whether it's a doctor or someone who knows doctors or whatever the case may be, and you can get them on this drip email campaign. You just click a button, and then every week, every couple of weeks, every month, however you want to set it up, they're getting automated emails from you with just different information about the industry, information about what you can do for them. And it also reaches out and offers to see if they want to get a free ebook, which is one of those books that I've been talking about. And so they can sign up for the ebook. They can get that sent to them. You're delivering, it's called a lead magnet. That's what the ebook is, a lead magnet. And so it's really cool. So we get all that stuff set up for you. You get a free year of Zoho included in your package. So that's very important that you follow up on, with people that you're talking with on a regular basis.
Mhm.
We got a question that came in from Oscar. Does the doctor use more than one billing service? Um, might want to elaborate on that, but I mean, typically we see one of two things. The doctor is trying to manage all of their billing in-house, and so they've got one, two, three people, however big the practice is, in charge of filing the insurance claims and following up on them and, trying to figure out what's wrong when they get denied, rejected. And there's a lot of cost involved with them doing it in-house, a lot more than they typically realize with salaries, benefits, healthcare, all kinds of stuff you have to take into account when you have people doing it in-house. Not to mention the fact that a lot of times these in-house people, they've got a lot of other things that they have to do throughout the day. They're not just solely focused on billing, especially with the smaller practices. So we either see that or we see them outsourcing to one billing, service outside the office. What would you say, Travis, as far as like, I mean, the last figure I heard, it was probably maybe 60% we're trying to 60 or 70% we're trying to do it in-house, and they they're just spending way too much money doing it that way. I don't know what you've seen, but yeah, I thought it was about 60-70%, and then 30-40% are outsourcing to a billing company. But a lot of times when they're outsourcing to those billing companies, you don't know what you're getting, especially if you're using like, an overseas company that's, charging 2% or whatever, and the service is just absolutely atrocious. Um, that's another thing that we run across is, how do I compete with, an overseas company that's charging 3% or whatever the case may be? Well, we've had that happen a lot. We've had owners that have said, you know what, I had a doctor tell me that he was going to go with this company that was charging, 3 or 4%. And I said, okay, well, let me know how that goes. And then he gets a call a month later, and they're everything is a total disaster. Their AR is a mess. They've got a huge number of rejected claims. They don't know what's rejected. They can't get real-time reporting from the company. They can't log in and see what's going on. And they feel like they've just lost control. And they end up going back with, one of our business owners. And so as an ABS business owner, you have to know your worth. You have to know that your platforms and your skill and your service is going to blow those other companies out of the water. Especially if you're dealing with some doctor in your own neighborhood, if you tell them, look, I'm the owner of this billing company, here's my cell phone. If you have a problem, I'm going to fix it immediately. Like that's huge. Like if they don't feel like they're just some support ticket, some support ticket number, trying to call, customer support, not knowing who they're going to talk to. If they can call the owner right away and get a problem solved, I mean, that's a big deal. Telling people, hey, I'm in your neighborhood. I'm your neighbor. I want to do business. So,
Yeah. Well,
uh,
and that's
yeah.
another thing about the support though. With that is, if you don't know the answer, that's what you say. You say, "Look, I don't know the answer. Let me check with my team and get that for you." That's when you call ABS support, and we'll get you that answer for you. That way, you can get the right information to your client as fast as possible. So you're not alone. You're never alone. Actually, that's the beauty of
Hmm.
it, is that you've got a team backing you at all times. Adam, would you mind just taking a quick second and explaining what are our new services where we can have a support team member get on the phone and help close the deal for maybe a new owner?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot to mention that one. That's a real big one. That's another benefit that we just launched at the beginning of this year. We call it Sales Link. And essentially, it's meant for those who, after they've gone through all of our training, they've gone through all of their, materials on our support intranet, and maybe they just feel, they're working the process and they're out there talking with folks, and maybe they were able to set up some meetings, and they just need a little extra security knowing that they're going to be able to handle any question that might be thrown at them, because that is scary, when you don't know what you don't know, and you don't want to mess anything up. And so essentially what we have done is we have some team members, some ABS billing marketing experts that will actually get on sales calls with you and your prospective client, doctor, office manager, whatever the case may be. And we'll essentially present ourselves as if we are a part of your team, your company. And that's just huge because there's not going to be a question they're going to ask that we don't know the answer to. And so that just sends your credibility into the moon. And it's been really, it's been going really great. We launched it in January, and we've already had, several people have gotten contracts because they had one of our SalesLink team members on the calls. So pretty excited about that one.
Yeah, I'm not aware of any other franchise opportunity that would do that. So that's pretty neat.
Nope, I don't think so. All right. Well, now
Let's
what?
see here. Let me go. Here's a question coming in here. How does ABS determine territory size? Okay. Well, actually, it's pretty large. It's the entire United States. We don't have territory restrictions, so you are able to market to doctors anywhere in the United States. And as Adam mentioned earlier, when you're getting those referrals from your existing clients, a lot of times they're colleagues, maybe in a different city or in a different state, but the same type of medicine they're practicing. So, you can grow your business organically, that way. And sometimes, you might land on a doctor that, let's say they're a pain management doctor as a first client, and they send you to another pain management doctor and who sends you to another one, right? So you become a specialist in a certain type of billing, and there are riches in the niches, right? So when you can focus in on one type of practice and be really good at that type of billing, you become the go-to person. So that strategy can work very well for a lot of people.
Yep, that's true. Here's another question. Can we sign up dentists? That's a great question. Actually, I'm really excited about the dental field. We've recently had some meetings with, I may not even have told you this, Travis, but we met with our partner, Dentamax. So we partner with a dental billing company called Dentamax. Well, they've been working really hard on a new cloud platform that they just launched called Flow. And it's really cool. I saw a demo of it. And basically, what she was telling me is that she says the dental industry is about 10 years behind the medical industry with regard to technology and software. And so a lot of dental practices are still using the old, server-based software where you have to install it on hard drives. They've got to worry about, they have to have an IT guy, if something goes wrong, they've got to back up their own data, all the crummy stuff that goes along with that old, server-based software. So this new cloud platform runs on any computer, any Mac, PC, whatever. And she says also they are behind with regard to outsourcing their billing. So my understanding is there is I guess there are fewer codes in dental with compared to medical. And so a lot of dentists think it's easier to just do it in-house, but they're starting to realize that they have the same problems that medical doctors do. They've got one person that's doing the billing, checking in the patients, scheduling the patients, answering the phones. They're doing all this other stuff. And they are starting to realize and that outsourcing makes a lot of sense. And so the answer is yes. You can absolutely market to the dental industry. And I'm excited to start kind of going after that industry more because the revenues are similar. The revenues are pretty similar. Maybe 25, 35,000 for one dentist annual revenue for you. So it can be lucrative. Yeah. So that's a good one. We're excited to kind of focus on that one a little bit more as well.
Yeah. All right. Here's a question: is how easy is it to scale this business? I would say if you are doing this business by yourself, typically 3 to 5 clients is kind of the range where you're manageable. You're not working more than 40 hours a week, processing claims, doing the marketing, managing your accounts. But we do have ways to teach you on how to scale this very quickly and affordably. Some people will hire family and friends, relatives, things like that, and we can teach you in our training how to do that or in our support. But one of the great services that we have that's been very successful for a lot of our owners is we have a strategic partner that has certified billers. They're trained already overseas. Now they have an American office, but they have billers that are overseas at a kind of a fraction of the cost, but they're already trained. That's a huge benefit. And usually they're trained on multiple billing systems, right? So if you come to a doctor that says they don't want to use their existing system, you have access to some already trained billers. So usually for a little less than $2,000 a month, you can get a full-time employee to do the billing for you, the processing. So let's say you get to that third client and you're making anywhere between $8,000 to $12,000 on 3 clients, depending upon the doctor, and it costs you $2,000 for them to do the work. Well, your margins are still really good, and so you can then scale your business quickly and go out there and maintain that CEO status, working on your business versus in your business. And that's really the crux of what we do, is help people become entrepreneurs and to go have that entrepreneurial mindset and go build a company versus creating a job. It is very easy to scale in this, and it's very affordable, so you can do it quickly.
Yeah, good stuff. And I can actually give some examples of scaling here in just a moment. I've got some slides, but we did have a question. Elusigun asked, how easy is the DentaFlow platform as compared to the iClaim platform? Very, very user-friendly. Like I said, I got a demo of it last week. They are just like our other platform partners in that they provide full training. They have full e-learning libraries. They give you demos. They give you access to sandbox logins where you can log in and play around with the platform. So yeah, very, very user-friendly. Looks pretty good to me. Okay, so let me talk about the scaling thing that you brought up. Here's an example. This is Heather Signorelli. We did an interview with her a few months ago. She is probably in our top 1%. She has grown this thing very, very, very large. She's got over 200 providers working in 30 different practices, and she's done that in under 2 years. So
Wow.
she is doing over $1 million in annual revenue and has 70 remote team members, like you talked about, using remote team members. And the cool thing is 75% of her clients she got through a podcast that she started. Now, this is not a traditional marketing method that we teach. This is just her light bulb went off and said, you know what? ABS, keeps telling me I need to provide education to doctors and office managers. Why don't I just start a podcast? And so if you go back to YouTube and search up her interview that we did, she just says, I just bought a microphone on Amazon and I just pressed record and just started. Like my first couple of podcasts absolutely sucked, but it got better. It got better. We started knowing what we were doing and how to put them up on, Apple and, Spotify and all that. And so now she's seen in her community as like the leading expert in billing and RCM. And so very, very cool story with Heather. Here's another one. This is Aaliyah Khan. Interviewed her as well. Actually, I need to do another interview with her because she has grown much more than the statistics that I'm showing you here. Because I interviewed her, I think it's been a year, maybe year and a half.
Yeah, a little over a year. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so she had no background in healthcare or billing whatsoever. She just worked our program exactly as we taught, followed the steps exactly as we taught. She got her first client in 60 days and 4 clients within 6 months. Long ago, she was working a full-time job while doing this, by the way. She has since replaced her income and was able to quit her job and go full-time in this. And she is not doing the billing. She has also hired subcontractors to do the billing work. She is just the marketing person. She's out there closing deals. out there networking and yeah, getting it done. So very, very cool. Has clients in multiple states. She
I
is
was going to
she
say, I don't think any of her clients are in her state. If I remember, they're all outside of where she lives, and she did all of that through online marketing strategies that we taught in our training. So,
Yeah. I think her story is her first client. She was at this huge family reunion or something, and she literally was just going around talking to every aunt and uncle and cousin that she could talk to about her business, and she found somebody who was interested and signed him up. So a little bit out of the box thinking there, but hey, always be closing, right? Wherever you are, be talking with people about who they know and who they might can put you in touch with, and you never know what could
right.
happen. Yeah, so pretty cool. Well, let's see. We're coming up almost on the top of the hour here, bottom of the hour, I guess. Um, we've got a slide. Let's see. I don't see any other questions coming in, so let's just talk about. Well, let's talk about competition. Has anybody ever asked you on the phone what kind of competition is out there? What should I be worried about? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I get that question a lot, and also what would differentiate, ABS to other building companies. But as far as competition goes, generally, every doctor already has something in place for billing, whether it's in-house or they've outsourced it. Otherwise, they're not in business.
Right.
But the opportunity is really how you can increase revenue for that doctor's office, 15, 20, sometimes 30%. Those are actual numbers that we do see from our owners when we, send out surveys to them. So, it's not uncommon that you can put $5,000, $10,000 into the pocket of the doctor every single month when they outsource their billing to you. How do they do that? It's through, the programs that we have. It's through our software partners. It's through what we teach you on how to do the billing. So it really enables you to increase the revenue. And then, if that person that was doing billing in-house can now focus in on other aspects in the office, the entire operation becomes more efficient. And your overall goal as a revenue cycle manager is to increase efficiency and revenue for your clients. And so that's really your mission when you're out there building your business. That's what you're trying to sell to them or to help them with. And I think what also sets you apart is when they outsource their billing to you. You're not an hourly employee, right? If you were an hourly employee or if you were on salary doing the billing, your motivation to process a claim any better than before is zero, right? You don't make another dollar based on your production. But when they outsource medical billing to you as a third party company, you're completely based on percentage. So your entire income is based upon your performance. You're going to do everything you can to bring in more dollars and be more efficient and pay that doctor more quickly, through your diligence and working with the insurance companies and getting those claims processed. And so your personal income only goes up because you're doing a better job, which also means that the doctor's income is going up as well.
That's right. And we can show them the potential savings in the very beginning by doing a fact-finding practice analysis that we teach you how to do. And it's a series of questions that you ask. It's usually done with the office manager, and you can pretty quickly punch those numbers in to this calculator that we give you, and it will print out a report, black and white, left and right. Here's what your costs are right now. Here's what you could potentially save by doing some of the stuff that we've got. We've got, I think, one last question. You want to get those questions real quick, Travis?
Yeah. So, what is the average percentage charge in the market that makes one to be very competitive? So, it's going to vary depending upon the doctor, the size of their claims, the volume of their claims. But I would say really between, it's kind of a wide range, but about 4 to 9%. Most of our owners are probably closer to that, 6, maybe 7% range. As far as charging for their percentage. Other question here: did insurance companies pay you also? Do insurance companies going to pay your money comes from the doctor, right? So when you process the claims, your you're sending an invoice. Well, first, you're going to send a report for all the money that's been received during that time period for the month that's been paid to the doctor's office. You'll send that report to the doctor. Then you'll follow that up with an invoice based upon the percentage that you've agreed in your contract with that doctor. And so that's how you get paid. You don't get paid. The doctor gets paid from the insurance companies. You get paid from the doctor.
Yeah, and I should note, the insurance companies pay the doctor directly, as well as the patients pay the doctor directly, and you are able to invoice on all of that. Not only do you make money on the insurance company payments, but you make money on the patient payments as well, because there are several things that our platforms do to help collect on that side. So you absolutely deserve to get paid on that as well. So that's why you're making a little bit more, than you might than you might have originally thought. Okay, we got a couple more minutes here. Let me just go through some final steps. We mentioned there's some due diligence steps. So I mentioned in the beginning, here's what you need to do. You need to download and review our research guide. I showed the link to that earlier. If you need that, just contact your ABS rep and we can send you that link. You need to go to YouTube and look at our interviews. We've got hundreds of interviews on YouTube. We've been doing this for a long, long time. Everybody's got a different story. Everybody's got a different background. They're not all making $1 million a year. We have owners that are making a far less than that, and everyone in between. So, you can kind of make, like Travis said earlier about scaling, you can make this thing as what you want it to be. You can scale it up, you can scale it down. We have a lady that used to have a huge business in Las Vegas. She decided that she wanted to kind of semi-retire, so she sold off half of her clients, and she now lives in Utah and runs a horse ranch in Utah with half the clients that she had before. So it can go either way. It's pretty cool. You definitely need to talk to some of our existing business owners. We do have some owners that have agreed to take reference calls. So ABS references, ask for your reference list there. We'd be happy to give you a live demo of our iClaim billing platform that we talked a little bit about. So you can request that. And then final steps would be, hey, I want to take a look at the agreement. I want to see what's in there. I want to see what I get for my money. It's all listed in that purchase agreement. So ask your ABS rep. We can send you your own custom purchase agreement so you can review that. And when you're ready to start your training, you just let us know how you want to pay the funding. And once the funding comes in and the agreement is signed, you can usually have your training start the very same week. Usually, if you sign it on a Monday, we can usually start you sometime later that week. So very, very quickly we can get the training started. It all depends on your schedule, of course, but we're happy to do that.